Okay. So he says, no, you don't have it here, but it was there. It was a tease. You know, it's here and just no. You're not. I'm not videoing. No. Okay. You did it. Can't add it. Okay. Anyway. So this cup of water, which is all the sand is down on the bottom, but you come and you give a shekel on the table, and the water gets shaken up, and what's going to happen? All the sand will get in there, and it'll get filthy again. Said the Chazanish, Oyid! But again, Rabbi Yisai, I'm not talking about them. The message is to me, to us. I'm telling you, it's at a shudder up. It sent a shudder up my spine. Oyid, which Chas v'sholem, when he or she gets shaken up and they lose their emunah in the Ribono Shel Olam, you know what that means? That it was really filthy the whole time. Just the filth, the rot was lying dormant. There's nothing which brought it up. But when it got shaken up and difficulties come in life and they lost their emunah, come what may, that means it was really filthy and rotten and dirty the whole time. It was just lying dormant. Again, Rabbi Yisai, he was talking about, I don't want to talk about them. I heard that. And I'm telling you, it sent a shudder up my spine. And I was thinking to myself, Ribono Shel Olam, and where am I really holding? Here I'm coming, an American boy, growing up in the 60s and the 70s, you know, Al Sir HaBasar, Baruch Hashem, we had everything, and the world was just getting more and more, you know, technology, etc., is getting, it was phenomenal, you know, it was more that you got living what's called Al Sir HaBasar, had everything and anything, and I'm walking around, Ye'ani Ma'amin B'Emunah Shleima, and I'm singing all the different nigunim and all the different things, you know, but Rega, is it really, really real? Is it really, really real by myself? Is it really maybe rotten and it's lying dormant? And chas v'sholom, Hashem should we should never have to get shaken up. But if I would get shaken, would I be able to live up? Will I be? It's a pechat. And that's the oil we could be a Shemer Torah mitzvahs and we could come to Shemaim after 120. It wasn't really real, guys. Your emunah wasn't real. Hashem Yerachim, it's a pachat. I saw people of today's day and age who were like, well, I'll tell you in a second about those people. So what is it really? Like, you know, how do I make myself? I think to myself, how do I work on this? How do I cleanse myself up? How do I become pure? Emes emunah, that it should be something real. And it should be something abstract. And chas v'sholom, no one should have this illness. But nothing in the world should be able to shake my emunah. How do I do that? And I found the Chazal. I found the Gemara in Makkas. At the end of Makkas. The Gemara says, Moshe Rabbeinu gave 613 mitzvahs. Then the Melech made it into 15 klolim. Yeshaya Navi made it into 6, and Micha made it into 3. What is that? V'tzadik b'emunasoi yichye. Kipshuta, it means v'tzadik b'emunasoi yichye. The tzaddik, b'schus what does he live? B'emunasoi, b'schus his emunah. He lives. He's steadfast in his emunah. So Hashem gives him all his needs. From that Gemara in Makkas, I was mechiach, I shvar, mechiach, but I won't go to the Eichacha, but let's just get to the Kuda. A different taich in the pasuk. It's not that b'schus the emunah, the tzaddik lives and gets everything that he needs. You know what the tzaddik emunah means? But tzaddik emunah means a new taich. V'tzaddik, come on, v'tzaddik. What is the essence of the tzaddik? What is a tzaddik? A tzaddik is be'emunah yichye. He lives his emunah. His emunah is not something abstract. It's something which he lives day in, day out. He's living his emunah. It's not something just an abstract, I believe. It's something which he's living. It's not b'schus the emunah he's getting it. It's the essence of the tzaddik is he lives emunah. And then I said, wow, that's a life's job. To get myself, to get ourselves to live a life of Emunah. It shouldn't just be some abstract thing. Live it. And you can't wait until Chas v'Sholem you get tested and it's too late. You can't start working on it then. I once heard I never said this before. A murder thing I heard recently. We say in Mizmor Shilim HaShabbos, Lahagid Baboker Chazdecha, and in the mornings I will say over your chesed, all the kindness, the goodness, the benevolence of the Rebbeinu Shalom, Lahagid Baboker Chazdecha. In the morning I'll say your chesed, and what do I do at night? And Baleilois Emunasecha. And at night, I'll Emunah. When things are going good, it's chesed. When things are going bad, leilos is Emunasecha. That means, lahagid ba'boker chazdecha. In the morning is chazdecha. U'baleilos, and at night, Emunasecha. Does the pasuk say that? No, it doesn't. No? What does the pasuk say? No, sing the song. Hagid ba'boker chazdecha. It doesn't say Ba'aloyles Emunasecha. Symmetrically, it should have been in Baboikers Chazdecha u'Baleilos Emunasecha. Here it says Baboikers Chazdecha and Emunasecha Baleilos. It should have said Baleilos Emunasecha. I heard this Ha'ara from someone made this Ha'ara. A very nice diuk. And he said, a murdik of art. My friends, there is no way in nighttime, when things are bleak, when things are dark, when things are going tough, to start working on your emunah. If you will be a lahagid ba'boker chazdecha, when things are going good, when things are going smooth, and then you're makir and you're working on your emunah and ba'boker chazdecha, recognizing the Rebbeinu Shalom, then the emunascha, you'll have your emunah. That when Lila comes, when darkness descends upon you, and things go a little bit difficult, you'll be able to stand up to it. But to start working at night, that's too late. We have to start working on it now. And I've seen people who lived their emunah, people of our day and age. I had three brothers that learned by me, and there's an Israeli yeshiva that was an Israeli yeshiva I had, and with three brothers over like a school for 6-7 years. And I didn't even know. And the mother, Giveret Rinat, Naomi Rinat, her name was, Naomi Rinat. Mother was sick with the machla for 9 years. She was about children, she was nifter, and she was 48 years old. That had the machla for 9, for the cancer, for 9 years. 1 year in the middle, she had respect. Once or twice, she even spoke to me. If asked about the kids, I didn't even know she was sick. Towards the end, and a whole book came out of her after she was in there 48 years old. She was a balas tshuva from a kibbutz. 18, she became balas tshuva. She got married after. She got met this guy, Don Rinat. Wow, they built up such a beautiful family. And such a cube. It was something phenomenal. The person. The book came out after she was nifter. What was it called? Zeis Naomi. Such a beautiful name. This is Naomi. I remember I got it one day. One of the boys brought it to me. And I just couldn't put it down. I was being his mind. I just read it till like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was something phenomenal about this woman. Lamai said, I went to Menachem mother. So the oldest boy I've read me, he tells me, the conversation, she was telling me that his mother was sick for 9 years with the machla. 3 days before she was nifted kimat, she wasn't able to talk already. And she called him into the room, him and his older sister, and she sat them down in the bed. This is phenomenal. And she says to them, I see that it's coming to an end, I see it's coming to an end, I'm finished. I put up a fight, that's it. I suffered for 9 years. 1 year in the middle was a little bit of respite. 8 years of the medications and with the machla and everything. And I want you to know, I'm leaving this world. And she sat there on the bed, and he gave me a take that was so hard to hear because every word was so hard to express. And she said, and I'm leaving this world, she said, without an iota, without a mashu, without an iota of chas v'sholem complaint or chas v'sholem questions on the Rebbeinu Shalom. I am leaving this world, she says, with a heart full of gratitude to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And she sat us down in the bed, and for the next 20 minutes, she started telling us her life from how from when and how she became a balas tshuva, and how she was zeicha to find their father, her husband, and how she was zeicha to put up the family, and how she was zeicha to this and this and this for the next 20 minutes, just speaking about the chassadah of the Rebbeinu Shleilam. That's living Emunah. That's living Emunah. You know what living Emunah is, Rabbi Isai? There was a Yid. This is like to think along these lines. And it happened probably maybe 15 years ago. The father of a friend of mine. He was a Rav in Bat Yam, Rav Miller. I think it was Meir Miller's name was. Father of David Miller from Ponevezh. He lost a daughter in his life. Just 10, 15 years ago. He lost a daughter in his life. And by the Levaya, he was already in his 80s. His daughter was like 56, 57 years old, and he was by the Levaya of his daughter. This fellow gets up there and he says, by the Levaya, he says, what can I say to the Rebbeinu Shleilam? A child of mine, a daughter of mine, may say mutal afonov. All I could say to the Rebbeinu Shleilam, thank you, Rebbeinu Shleilam, for what? Rebbeinu Shleilam created a world. This is phenomenal the way a person's mindset could go. Rebbeinu Shleilam created a world for us to be shemer Torah mitzvahs, and He gave us taryag mitzvahs, deraises, drabonans. One of the mitzvahs that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us is the mitzvah of avelus, of mourning for a close of kin, for the 7 relatives: father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, spouse. My wife and I both went through the Holocaust. We both lost our entire families. We have no idea when our parents were killed, when they died. We have no yahrzeit for them. And you want to know something he says? And in our lives, we never sat shiva. We were never mekayim the mitzvah of avelus. I'm getting older in years. I don't know how much longer I have in this world. And before I die, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me the schus of being able to be mekayim the mitzvah of avelus in the only way that we're shaykh. Usually we do it for parents, but we have no idea when our parents died. And He gave it to us in the only way that's possible, by taking away a child of ours. That is the cook, the outlook of a Yid. I'll just tell you one other mice, and that's a tzaddik that one else. That's living Emunah. It's not an abstract thing. And then I'll tell you a mice. I remember when I was like, I wasn't well. I had hepatitis on my lip. Whatever. Back in that, it's a common thing. I was talking about probably 20, 30 years ago. And I remember I was standing and I was reading the book. It was Sparks of Glory from a Yid Moshe Prager. And I remember reading this story. I pushed my eyes water. It was phenomenal. A bacher, your age, guys, maybe a tiny bit younger, 17, 18-year-old, after the war, after the Holocaust. Moshe Prager was a big writer of the annals of the war. He wanted to interview people. He used to go to the DP camps, speak to the people who went to the camps, get the neshama of a Yid. There's a from a guy who wrote very good books. One of the books is Sparks of Glory. And he writes in Tzeitzei Gevurah. He translates English Sparks of Glory, and he writes over there a Maisa. He was interviewing a group of Yidden in the DP camp who went through the Holocaust, and he was interviewing them, and there was a bacher, like a 17, 18-year-old bacher sitting more in the back, like 40, 50 guys sitting there, 30 guys at the base, and this bacher was in the corner, more in the back, didn't open up his mouth doing the whole interview. And like after an hour and a half, he threw out the question, were you able to be mekayim mitzvahs in the camps? In the concentration camps? And all these older people, there was no Shabbos, no Yom Tov, no Tefillin, no Tzitzis, no Yom Kippur, there wasn't, nothing! And this bacher, who the whole time was quiet, 7 to 8-year-old kid, he pipes up from the back. And he says, in Yiddish, "Oib hat gewollt, hat man gekannt. If you wanted to, you were able to." Oh, everyone turned around. What are you talking about? What are you little kid? Whoa. When was the last time you put tefillin in the camps? And he says, I didn't miss a day. What? Moshe Prager saw this kid ain't no simple kid at 17. Didn't miss a day. What does that mean, you didn't miss a day? He said somebody smuggled in a different barrack. He smuggled in a pair of tefillin. And roll call was 5 o'clock in the morning. And 4:30 in the morning, I used to wake up. And I used to run to the other guy's barrack at 4:35, put on the tefillin like for 10 seconds, say Shema Yisrael Shalom Hashem Echad, and run back. This Moshe Prager, he knew how to get He saw this kid is not pushed the kid. Hey, and you never got caught? I said, what did I got caught? But I never got caught. Well, how'd you get caught one time? Well, I was running back to the barrack like at 17 minutes to 5, 18 minutes to 5, I had to put it on the film. And this Nazi, Mach Shemoy, came a few minutes early to roll call, and he saw me running. And he said, Zid, wo läufst du? Zid, a Jew, where you running? I felt there's no point in lying with the guy. I said, I put on film. Ligner, liar! Pull up your sleeve. Pull up my sleeve. And I showed him the film marks. Moshe Prager tells the kid, and what happened? The kid says, that Nazi Mach Shemoy got so infuriated, he got so angry, he grabbed me and like threw me down. Moshe Prager said this kid wasn't a simple kid. Bachrul, what were you thinking when you were lying on the floor? The kid's thinking? You know what, it smashed up. But Bachrul, what were you thinking when you were lying on the floor? And he says, thinking, I was lying on the floor and the Nazi with his boots stepped on my chest. I thought it was all over. Then he smashed me in the... But Bachrul, what were you thinking when you were lying on the floor? He said, blood was gushing all over the place. But Bachrul, what were you thinking about? And after 5, 6 times of prodding, the kid says, boy, say, could you imagine this? Till your hearts could plot that this is what a Yiddish could be. He says, I was lying on the floor, and I was just saying over the pasuk in Tehillim. You ready, Rabbi Isai? There's a kid, blood gushing all over, he thinks it's all over, he's in pain, just imagine. And he's just saying over this pasuk from Tehillim Perek Chaf Hey. Re'ei ani va'amali, Ribono Shel Olam. See my pain and my suffering. V'sa l'chol chatoisai. And forgive me for all my sins. You hear that? That's what this kid has on his mind. In the pain that he's going through, Ribono Shel Olam. See my pain and my suffering, and forgive me for all my wrongdoings, for all my misdeeds. Isn't that phenomenal? That's the tzaddik b'emunah yichye. How do we get to tzaddik b'emunah yichye? That's what I want to share with you tonight. This is all just the introduction, guys. How do we get to the tzaddik b'emunah yichye? How do we get to be able to live with Emunah? I'm telling you, I heard it from those words which he said to the Chazan Ish. How do we do this? And I embarked on a journey to start living Emunah. I still don't know, but halavai, we got somewhere. And I want to share with you 2 things. And that is, 5 words. That's it. That's where it starts. That's the starting point for my son. The first nakuda is, the first step in living Emunah is, I just love the way you're listening. You give me such chizik shkayach. When was the last day you were kind of mitzvah Emunah? Okay, probably when you said Shema Mistam. Okay. What about the mitzvah Yireh Shemayim? What about the mitzvah Avos Hashem? I don't know if it really came up that much. I remember a few, 10, 15 years ago, I was at a Friday afternoon. I was learning the Hakadom with him, still Sharm, and it struck me. You know, he brings the pasuk. What does Hashem want from you? V'ati so much Hashem kavecha. What does Hashem want from you? Yira, Ava, Yiras Hashem, Avos Hashem, Letzchol Drachav, Lishma Kom Tzvaisav, and in the Avdei B'Chalev Nefesh to Mekayim all his mitzvahs, to love him, to fear of him. You know, and I was saying to myself, this is what Hashem wants from me. You know, if I were going in that direction, if I live 1,000,000 years the way I'm living, I never touch Avos Hashem. Never touch, you know, I love the guy, but go in the right direction. Do something. Go a step forward. I tell you, it really struck like a ton of bricks. This way. I would do it. So I'm just throwing out. When was the last time we were kind in the midst of Avos Hashem, of Yiras Hashem? Rabbi Isai. My wife, she should be gesund stark. When my kids were little, many years ago, it was at a Shabbos morning, by the Suda Shabbos morning. It was then, he used to come out every week, the English Yated Ne'eman, and he came on here in Israel in English. For Tkufa came out, and she read out a story for my kids. The kids were little then, their ages of between 9 and 2.5, 3. And she said the story and it became mamish. And I've said this over probably by now, probably said 1,000 times already. Because the message of this story is so beautiful, Rabbi Isai. It's for you, it's for your children, and Be'ez Hashem, for your great-great-great-grandchildren, when they're sitting on your lap, and you'll tell them that Veron told me this story, and tell it over to them. Listen to this. But this is just brings out. This is the first step in living Emunah. There was a Yid, 36-year-old man, wife with 4 children, living somewhere in Europe over there, in Poland, and not in Poland because it was Nazis came in later, whatever it is, and wife and 4 children. He was a tailor by trade. Lamaisa, the Nazi Machshemon came into the city in 1942, I think it was, 41, 42, took him to the camps, and he sat in the camps for 3 years. He went through the Gehenna of the concentration camps. After the war, he started looking for his family. In those times, they went in the shtetl, the parents, the uncles, the aunts. He started looking around after the war, after liberation. He started looking for his family. And they tell him, here, your wife was shot. Here, your father died from hunger. Here, your kids were put into the gas chambers. Over 2-3 months, he started to realize that he lost his whole family. He's the only sole survivor. No uncles, no aunts, no parents, no siblings, no children, no wife. From when he found out that was his situation, you couldn't speak to the guy for 20 seconds without ay, a krechts, a moan, a groan, ay. But it's interesting, always very, I'm tired. There was never ay. 3 ay's. His friends thought he was going to lose his mind. Oh, Shalach Yaakov, what's going on? Baruch Hashem, what's happening? Where you go there? They thought the guy's going to lose his mind. And I must tell you, I give his friends credit. After the war, they put together a kapikit, a ruble to a ruble, and they collected enough money, and they bought him a ticket on a boat to go to America, start life from new. You're a young guy, you're 39 years old, start life from scratch. Big Kitzer, he's sitting on the boat, and then all of a sudden, every few seconds, people go over to him, how are you from, what happened to you, He tells them the story, you could just commiserate, just cry with the guy. Comes to America, someone's waiting to pick him up, takes him to his house, how are you, where you from, I'm from the city, they tell the whole story, just cried. And I said, this guy was a tailor by trade, he found him a job in some huge factory tailor, all of a sudden it became a harmony. It was like there was a tailor, big factory, and all of a sudden there was this harmony, this chorus, every few seconds, let's go. The kids are a year later, they found him a shidduch. He's going down to his chuppah. One just what this guy's thinking about. I don't want to get children. Starting life from scratch again. It's heartbreaking. A year later, he had his first son, named Shalom Zachar. Mazel tov, tiskel leganda. Bayachav simcha. You saw back and forth. A year later, the girl made a kiddush. Mazel tov. Because from Israel. The kids are 17 years down the line, and 6 children later, and 17 years down the line, his oldest son is learning in Miri Yeshiva in Flatbush. One night, supper time, he knocks on his father's door. He sees him, what are you doing, coming home? He says, no, Tati, it's night, it's been a storm between the supper time. I want to speak to you. His father walks into his father's office, to the study. Professor, sit down, what's going on, what's up, kid? And he says, Tati, I don't want to be chutzpahdik, but Tati, it's already 19 years since you left Europe, since you lost your family. I know you had a past, but look how good, kind, benevolent, how much chesed HaKadosh Baruch Hu bestowed upon you, and you're still krechzing and kvetching about what was. And the father tells him, Yankele, my dear son, I felt the vibes behind my back that people are feeling, what am I still kvetching, what am I still moaning and groaning about? But I don't feel like anybody to answer, but you, my son, you're asking me? I'll tell you the answer. Rabbi Isai, you're ready to hear what that means, the neshama of need? And this is the message to us, Rabbi Isai. How do we start? Rabbi Isai, get ready. And the father tells his son, I came to the camps with 2 other friends. We had to march to work every day, 45 minutes to work, 45 minutes back from work. And guys, and he tells his son, we were from a Yidden. And we wanted some connection to Rebbeinu Shalom. But there was nothing. There was no tefillin, no tzitzit, no Shabbos, no Yom Tov, no Yom Kippur. No lulav, no esrog, no shofar, no matzah, no Chanukah licht, nothing. And we decided that we want something. On the way to work, we'll daven Shacharis, B'chas HaShachar, P'sukei Zimra, B'chas Kirish, Mashron Esrei. Walking, you can't stop in the middle. And on the way back, we'll do Mincha Ma'ariv. It's beautiful. It lasted for a week, 2 weeks, for a month, until the Nazis used to come with us, heard us mumbling every day. He says, Zid, vasidas, what's all this mumbling about? We're just prayers. Prayers? No prayers here in the camps. Take the butt of the rifle. No prayers in the camps. We came back devastated. What are you going to do? We want to have some connection. We decided, some of us remembered some block Gemara, some of us remembered Mishnais, and the way they did Mishnais, and the way they did some Gemara, Mishnais. After a month or two again, the Nazi felt there was something Jewish going on. Vasidas. We're just learning the Bible, the Talmud. No, nothing Jewish here. We came back to our barracks, broken in spirit, broken to smithereens. Here we want a kesher to Rebbeinu Shalom. And nothing, not a mitzvah, and not even learning, and not even tefillah. And then we made up together. There's one thing that the Nazi understands and appreciates. That is the krecht, the moan, the groan of a yid. That is bliss for them. We'll give it to him, and we'll be Eved Hashem. And we decided, you ready for this? What we decided? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'roiv tuvay v'chazdai, in his kindness, gave us Taryag mitzvahs. Most of the mitzvahs need a chefetz shel mitzvah, a shofar, a lulav, a sukkah. But there are sheish mitzvahs, 6 mitzvahs, which is called sheish mitzvahs tmidiyos, the 6 mitzvahs which are 24/7, 365, which any time a person has a fleeting thought of any one of those mitzvahs, they're makayim a mitzvahs asay de'araisa. Sheish mitzvahs tmidiyos. And we made a Rosh Tevis of those 6 mitzvahs. You know what the Rosh Tevis were? The Sheish mitzvahs are 3 olives and 3 yuds. Emunah! Ani Mamin, I believe that the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world, and everything that happens is under his hashgacha. Emunah. And every time you think about that, you're makayim a mitzvah asay de'araisa. And then Achdus, Hashem Echad, the second Ani Mamin, there is no other one besides Hashem. And the third Aleph was Ahavas Hashem. Just thinking, I have hands, I have feet, I have eyes, I have parents, I thank you, Hashem. I feel such a love to you. I feel so grateful, and I instill myself with such a love and appreciation for everybody. Emunah Achdus Ava. Then L'yelcha Elohim 3 Yud. L'yelcha Elohim Acherim. You should have different gods, which is synonymous with Hashem Echad and L'yelcha Acherim and Yiras Shamayim. Every time, I'll be able to make kind of mitzvah everyone. Every time a person thinks that if I do a mitzvah, I'll get reward, and if I do an aveira, I'll get a punishment, you're makayim a mitzvah asay de'araisa. Do you hear that? It's phenomenal. And you just think Hashem created the world, and everything which happens is vashgachasai. I make a phone call, I get through, I don't get through. That's hashgachas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's emunah. That's makayim mitzvah asay de'araisa. The 3 yuds, L'yelcha Elohim Acherim, Yira Shamayim, and the last yud was the Leisasur Achre Levavchem V'Achre Einechem. Don't go again after the lusts, the taivas of your heart, and the machshavas of your heart. And we took the yud of the Einechem to make it a Rosh, to have 3 yud, and we made a Rosh Tevis, an abbreviation. I, Aleph Yud, Aleph Yud, Aleph Yud. Emunah, Achdus, Ahavas Hashem. Lo Yelcha Elohim Acherim, Yirah Shamayim, and V'lo Yisasuru. And we used to go to work, come back from work while we're working. The Nazi finally felt he won. He got the Judah Krechts. He got the, and we're becoming 6 mitzvahs every time. After the war, we got Tefillin, we got Tzitzis, we got Yiddishkeit, we got Shabbos, we got Yom Tov, we got the mitzvahs back. And I let go. But then after 3 months, I realized I lost my whole family. Everything that I had was left behind. I felt like the Omer and Megillas Rus coming back to Eretz Yisrael. I came full, and I'm leaving empty-handed. I said, no, I am not leaving here empty-handed. There's one thing that I'm taking with me, the ayayay, I'm taking with me people together with me. 3 Alephes and 3 Yuds. Emunah, Achdus, Ave, V'yilach Yerushalayim, and V'yilach. And people thought that I'm still moaning and groaning. No such thing. I don't have to answer myself to anybody. But you, my son, you want to know the truth? This is what it's all about. This is the first step in the tzaddik b'emunasa yichyeh. Let's be mekayim these mitzvahs of emunah. Emunah, achdus. Know those first 2 animamins. Know the animamins 8 and 9 of Yerushalayim. Animam Hashem Shabbat Yisbar Shmo Yedei Kol Ma'aseh B'nei Adam. He knows all our actions and all our thoughts. And Animam Hashem that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give reward. Gomel Tov L'Shem Mitzvayis U'Mayr Hashem Mitzvayis. Know those. Live it. Head on your head, chazer it. You're lying in bed at night, you wake up in the morning, you're walking in the street, you can chop around sheish mitzvahs. And the few minutes I have left, there's 5 words. That's the first step in living emunah, being mekayim the mitzvah. So I asked you guys, when was the last time you mekayim the mitzvah? It's such a chaval. Let's be mekayim, you have the opportunity. Whatever you want. You're washing your hands, you're washing dishes, you're waiting in the bank, you're doing whatever you want. Chaperayim, sheish mitzvahs, 3 days, 6 mitzvahs, aseh d'oraisa. And you'll see, the more you do it, the more you'll feel it, and the more you believe it, you'll understand it. It's phenomenal. Don't wait till I did it. I was 31 years old. And I was already becoming a Magen. I was already a Meshiv in a yeshiva. And it struck me that I didn't know the Yud Gimel Ikrim, the 13 animamins. I didn't know. I could read them. I went for sugar. I took every day. I took 1 animamin. I used to go by bus. I said it every day, like 50, 100 times. I did the next one, the second one, until I get all 13. 5 about 3 B'nai Shlem, 2 about Torah, 2 about Nevuah, 2 about Yerush, about Schar V'Einish, and then Tchis HaMesim and Mashiach. But you live it, you feel it. It becomes so real. And you start growing, you become self-focused, and you just start, you start living it just from starting to become the mitzvah. But then Rabbi Isai, in practicality, in practice, 5 words, the few minutes we have left, 5 words should be on the tips of your tongues, Rabbi Isai. Never stopping. You know what those 5 words are? Please Hashem, thank you Hashem. Those words should be on the tips of your tongues, whatever you're doing. The Heilig Rebbe Yemunah in Mishnah, in Paragimel, he explains the Gemara in Brachas, and that's the end of Brachas, and the end of Brachas. Dorish Bar Kapara. Bar Kapara said, "Examine Parsha Ketana. What is the smallest parsha, a small pasuk, which called Gufei Torah, that everything in the Torah is dependent on that? That's this pasuk," says Bar Kapara. B'chol drachecha do'ehu. In all your ways, know Hashem. Rashi and Bracha says 1 shot. Rabbi Yemunah in Mishnah Paragimel says, what does it mean? B'chol drachecha de'ehu, in all your ways know Hashem. Rabbi say, put this into the Maaseh. Says Rabbi Yemunah, do you know there are people out there which, when they get into a precarious situation, into a scary, a dangerous situation, they're going in through a forest, or they're going in and they're on the sea, and there's a storm brewing, and the ship is shaking. Or you're in the forest and there's wild animals stuck there at night. Yes, you'll dive into the Rebbeinu Shalom. But for the plain, simple things in life, you're going to the Makolet to buy a milk, or you're going to make a phone call to somebody. There, you don't dive into Hashem. There, you don't ask Hashem. Why? He says 2 reasons. 1 reason is because really, do I really need him? It can happen by itself anyway. It's going to happen anyway, but every Makot in the morning has milk, and there's a statistic. How many times you make a phone call? How many times you get through? You don't get through. Well, or it's not so terrible. If there won't be milk there, if I'm taking my spoon, bring my spoon, my soup, and putting it up. If it doesn't make it to my mouth, so I'll do it next time. I'll do it again. It's not the end of the world. Says the Heilig Rebbe Yemunah, b'chol drachecha de'ehu, in all your ways, know the Rebbeinu Shalom. That means to say, feel and understand that you need the Rebbeinu Shalom for every single thing in your life. And dive into him. Not in the Shabbos, right? Please, Hashem. You're waiting for the bus. Please Hashem, the bus should come. You're making a phone call. Please Hashem, I should get through. Please Hashem, I'm going to share. I should understand. Please Hashem, this business endeavor should be matzliach. Please Hashem, I should catch my flight. Please Hashem, everything. You're living bakoshen. You're living asking because you're understanding that you need to be doing the shleilim. But then, the 2 minutes we have left, there's something greater than please Hashem, than asking Hashem. And that is, thank you Hashem. Every single thing that comes your way, thank you Hashem. But where does it start? You know where it starts, Rabbi Yisrael? It starts when you're making a bracha. Think for a second. How long does it take to make a bracha, guys? You know what Shimshon Pinkus says? Depends how tall you are. Because by the time the food gets to your mouth, the bracha's finished. So the taller you are, the more time you have to make the bracha. But it's very sad. That's very sad. If that's the way the bracha looks like. It's very sad. That's the way the bracha looks like. But the bracha is, I'm coming to thank Hashem. You know what I think, Rabbi Yisrael? You're making a shakal nebedvorei. You're going to drink the water. You're not allowed to talk, chas v'shalom. But for a split second, before you put the drink to your mouth, after you made the bracha, Hashem, you know, the source of brachas, you Mashiach in the whole world, everything was made by you. But you know, you still missed the point. You still didn't thank him. And for that split second, after you made the bracha, before you put your mouth, don't talk, chas v'shalom. Thank you, Hashem, for the cup of water. Thank you, Hashem, for the steak. Thank you, Hashem, for this piece of cake. If you have a musik, what connection there is that a yid gets with the Rebbeinu Shalom when you're thinking at Kadosh Baruch Hu. But chose us. If I would choose somebody, I choose you. For what? What did I choose you for? What did he choose us for? What did he choose us for? What did he choose us for, guys? Torah, right? Yeah, I figured you would say that. I hope you would say that. That's wrong, right? What does it say? But you're right. That's why it should be like that. But you say Avarabba? Yeah, and you say at the end, Uvanu v'charta mikol am v'lashon. You chose us from every other nation for what? The Ke'aftanah, and you brought us clothes. The Ke'aftanah Keinu, the Shimcha Agod l'Selav Emes. For what? To thank you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose us to thank him. Amzu Yatzartili, says the Navi Yeshaya. I created this nation. Tilasi Yadaberu. They should say my praises. You're right. You should have one Shabbos morning. I guess I must have come out on time or something. I really thought of what I was saying. And it was after Sheikh Anad. And then it says Makelos. Shekain chayvas kol hayitzurim. This is the chayv of all the creations to do what? Shekain chayvas kol hayitzurim lehaydais leha. Hey, everybody has to. And you tell me if it was only us. Hey, what's going on? Good gosh, you know? And I was there, and it struck me very exact. Gewaldig. You know, imagine a 3-year-old kid. You help a 3-year-old kid schlep some peklach. You help him across the street. He has to tell you thank you, right? What about if you helped Reb Chaim Kanevsky or the Vilna Gaon or the Chafetz Chaim? He also has to tell you thank you. Whose thank you do you appreciate? They both have to tell you thank you. Chafetz Chaim's thank you means that a 3-year-old kid's thank you doesn't mean anything. Of course, you can't come to everyone has to say thank you. But whose thank is Hashem interested in? It's our thing. That's not Adam. But what's the word? You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. It's what I used to make. What do you mean? Doesn't Mesilas Yesharim say that what are we here for? L'kayim mitzvahs v'lamed bin Asayim. Tell him bin Asayim. I'm finishing my 30 seconds.
Okay, send everyone down straight to the auditorium after.
Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, what do you mean? Frank comes on Chavis Avavas and tell the Parag Gimel Shabbat Lakim that the Yisrael of Avodas Hashem is to do mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim. Mitoich such gratitude to Rebbeinu Shalom. I feel such a debt of gratitude. I want to do everything. But Rabbi said, "Push, I have to stop." There's a little more to say, but Rabbi said, "Shalom." You're a great audience, guys. You guys really give me chizuk. I love you all.